Quick rough draft challenge update. I did hit my 25K goal in April, and my reward for hitting that goal is to work on a new novella. So you may or may not know, but I am working on a series of novellas that take place all in the same town. And this new one I'm starting in May will be a dark academia vibe story. But that's actually all I know about it. I haven't planned out the story at all. So I thought it would be fun if I took you all along on the brainstorming journey with me. During this first brainstorming session, I just wrote out any idea that came to mind, including age of the main character, what kind of school she goes to, what her family life is like, what kinds of things she may be struggling with, potential side characters, a list of adjectives that may or may not end up describing her, what's her past like, just anything that I thought could help me figure out what kind of story I want to tell. Okay, so far I've just been brainstorming different plot ideas, no scene ideas just yet, but I'm trying to figure out who she is at the start of this story. What does she want? What is her past? How has her past influenced where she's at the beginning of this story? So I don't have anything solidified just yet. I'm actually going to go head over on to Pinterest and look at some visual inspiration, not to make a mood board, but just to get some more ideas for this story. But right now I'm trying to figure out what is the overall purpose of this story? What journey is she going to go through? What kind of person is she? So I've written down like a list of like adjectives, and I haven't figured out which adjective will describe her just yet. I think I do have a general idea though, but I have things like, is she scared, mean, angry, optimistic, violent? Obviously we can all have a multitude of things that describe our personality, but I'm trying to figure out what is the main adjective that really describes who she is. And I think I'm going to be leaning more towards the introverted, quiet, lonely, those set of adjectives to describe this character. I have a person I'm basing this character off of. It's me. At least back when I was in college. It's going to be a very light interpretation of who I was, but taken to the extreme. I think, at least for now, that's a really good starting point, and then I can start mixing in other people and other things from media that I've seen that I think would really fit in with who this character is. But I'm gonna go head on to Pinterest and see if I can get some more inspiration for this story. Here are some images that really stood out to me while I was browsing through Pinterest. This is definitely not a mood board that describes this current project, but I am getting a lot of inspiration from these images. I probably won't even make a mood board until after I finish the outline because so many things can change, as I have learned from my last few projects. Okay, I'm not done yet. Since I know this is going to be a dark academia novella, I'm going to look at a few different sources that explain what the genre even is and see if I can learn anything I didn't already know about it. I think it can be really helpful to know what the expectations of the genre you're writing in are, even if you decide not to meet them. It's just another way to get ideas. So the things that popped up over and over again were a pursuit of knowledge, death or murder, and secret societies. Now, I don't know if my story is going to contain all of those things. I mean, it definitely will contain a pursuit of knowledge. I feel like that's like the one main thing you have to have in any dark academia story. But I'm not too sure about death or murder. There probably will be a murder, however, it's definitely not going to be the focal point of this story. This is not going to be a murder mystery that happens inside of an academic setting. If there is a murder, I imagine that my character is going to want to distance herself as much as she can from either whoever she thinks the murderer is or who the victim is. Just from the brief amount of time that I've been thinking about who my character is, I don't think she's the type to try to get involved in the murder. She has her other goals that she wants to focus on. And being in a secret society, I don't think is one of them. I don't want to rule it out, but right now I'm 99% sure that my book is not going to have a secret society in it. But that's the nice thing about knowing what the genre expectations are, but still having your own opinions and ideas for your story. I know that a dark academia story can have those three things, but I don't have to do all of them. But now that I have done all of this brainstorming, I do finally have a general idea of what the story is going to be about. I don't have a premise written out yet because I definitely still want to think about this more, but of course there will be a pursuit of knowledge. My main character will have a rival, still trying to decide if this will be a rival to lover situation, but either way, this will definitely be a rival situation. My main character will be dealing with family trauma and she's trying to escape it, which is why she has this strong pursuit of knowledge. Specifically, she doesn't want to go home once the school year is over, so she's going to do anything that she can to get the best grade in one of her classes so that she can earn a fully paid for summer trip. And this isn't just like a fun vacation, this is going to be a trip to do something specific related to the class. This idea came from something I knew about that happened with the business students in my school. There were a group of students chosen every year or every few years to go on a trip down to Mexico where they would help out Mexican businesses make a profit. So I'm taking inspiration from my friends who I know had that experience. Now, I don't think my character is going to be doing that, but it's something similar. I don't know the class yet. I don't know where this trip is, and I don't know what she's going to be doing on this trip or even if we get to the trip. Because the story isn't about the trip. It's about seeing if she is able to even get there. What is she willing to do and sacrifice so that she is the best in the class? And then, of course, dealing with what is her family trauma. Is the solution really just to run away from it? Does she have to tackle it head on? Does she need to confront family members? How is she going to distance herself from family members? There's also going to be some other trauma from her past that she's going to be dealing with when she was in a previous academic situation in high school. So just in general, a lot of past trauma, but more of a focus on the family trauma. So yeah, that is what I have so far now for my dark academia story. And in my next video, I'm going to work on an outline, and my outlining process, I already know, is going to be a mixture of at least 2 different popular outlining methods because I find that has been the most helpful for me. When I stick to just one outlining method, I always feel like I'm missing something. So definitely subscribe if you want to see how I'm outlining this dark academia story.